EMTV's first live streaming attracts viewers from around the world. Port Moresby Market remains closed following the attack of a policeman. And residents in Madang call on authorities to address petty crimes.
This is National EMTV News with Tokana Hasavi.
Good evening and thank you for joining me for Saturday's news. The 9 Mile Market outside of Port Moresby has remained closed for almost a month now. This has forced market vendors to find other places to sell their goods. The market was closed on October 13th following the attack of a police officer just a few blocks away from the market.
In the nation's capital, or Sabusa in Central, to sell their produce. This has become an extra burden for these vendors, and most times they are not able to sell their goods because of transportation issues. This is Betty Matthew. She is a local vendor and lives in 9 Mile. She sells cold water on a daily basis to make ends meet.
Sabusa market was a salabay slab of little colvara bla waji basas bas me bla go no cat no cat now na me bla feel bad o me bla make one me bla sa market close to last one na silili one kena to kena na bungim na di bas pelo pigni na me bla sa kai na this last market and make me bla live and hard.
In a community meeting 4 weeks ago, the NCD Metropolitan Superintendent and the Bawa told the 9 Mile community that the market will only be opened if the second suspect involved in the attack of his police officer surrenders to police. The attack has resulted in the burning down of several private properties valuing up to millions of kina. MTV News understands that the police officer who was attacked is still recovering. Taklagunga, National MTV News.
Madang residents are now calling on authorities to address the town's petty crime problems. Locals have expressed concerns about the increase in illegal settlements, saying it contributes to the town's law and order problems. MTV's Sylvester Gawi reports from Madang.
Madang's petty crime problems have escalated in the last 3 years, and these have stirred fear among the public and business community in the town. Residents are frustrated. This has been happening every day in the heart of Madang town. Bag snatching, pickpocket and public assaults have been common at bus stops and the main shopping area.
Time mi plaka poret lo dislaya because plenty all pickpocket all surround. Na time mi plaka all looking mi pla osem mi pla line pla place. Also hurry up through lo osem. Woki group na come round lo. Banisi mi pla lo piki mall. Bilum bla mi pla dislaka na mi plaka mi pla no sa osem free mi pla no sa pili free. Mi pla sa poret lik na mi pla sa round lo side lo mi pla.
Many other related incidents were also reported here in Madang. In October, a private boat owned by an Australian media tycoon was robbed by armed criminals at the Cranket Highland. Like Lay City, petty crimes have been prevalent in places where there is little or no police presence.
You see, the big problem is with police now in Medan is manpower. Like we do not have accommodation, so at the same time that it's not helpful when we want to have more personals from Bomana who are passing out.
Police have also blamed the petty crime problems on the production and consumption of homebrew and illicit drugs. The expansion of illegal settlements has also been a problem for provincial authorities to contain Madang's law and order problems. Sylvester Gawi, National MTV News, Madang.
Now to a report on a brighter note. Some of Port Moresby's corporate companies came together this week to assist the Gateway Children's Fund. They raised more than 50,000 kina to assist many of the city's street kids pushed out by society. Two of Australia's famous faces were part of the charity event. MTV's Godwin Eki has this report.
Following the chairman's dinner on Thursday night at Crown Plaza Hotel was the charity golf day at Port Moresby Golf Club yesterday. The event was to raise money for the less fortunate kids in the city of Port Moresby. 15 sponsoring teams participated, and the chairman for the Gateway Children's Fund PNG was also present with two invited guests, Michael Painter, a singer from Australia, and AFL star Gary Ablett. Rick Painter, who's been around for 25 years running the Gateway Children's Fund, said the event was to help the kids of tomorrow who will one day be good leaders of their country.
Yeah, we just encourage the business people of Port Moresby to get in behind the charity.
One of the pioneers of the Gateway's Children's Fund, who's been around for 10 years helping in the charity work, said it's always good to see the results of what they are doing.
I just love the work that the Gateway Children's Fund does. I love the way that they are, keeping young kids in the settlements alive, and they're educating them. And
Gary Ablett, who believes in young people who can become better citizens in the future, said he enjoyed the experience to PNG on his last visit. Working in the community with the children has really changed him, and this year was no exception for him to come back to PNG and to help out the neglected kids living in the settlements of Port Moresby.
I'd spoken to Rick and Mike about the work that they were doing over here, but to be able to come over here myself and kind of experience and see it with my own eyes was a real eye-opener.
The Gateway Children's Fund has been around for 25 years and helps provide infant and maternal care throughout Papua New Guinea. Godwin Eki, National EMTV News.
And stay tuned to National EMTV News. We'll bring you more local updates after these short messages. Thanks for your company and welcome back to the news. Media New Guinea Limited, MTV, today started the live streaming of the Hong Kong versus PNG one-day international cricket match in Australia. The first television station in the country to do such a thing. We have recorded hits from all over the world, including the United States, Australia, Europe and Asia.
Live streaming from Papua New Guinea media organizations is something new in the country. Radio stations have been doing live streaming for a couple of years now, and today MTV launched its first live stream with the Hong Kong versus Papua New Guinea one-day international match in Australia. MTV is providing a free live streaming service on our website, meaning viewers can watch the cricket match from their phones, laptops or computers for free. This was made possible with the International Cricket Council giving rights to MTV to live stream the game. Viewers can watch tomorrow's ODI match on the MTV website. Today's game registered 702 viewers. MTV's website is slowly gaining popularity not only in PNG, where we have over 1,000 viewers, but also overseas with over 1 million viewers. Judith Kasek, National EMTV News.
And MTV News is proud to say that the PNG Barramundis have won their first one-day international match against Hong Kong. Moving on in the news, bus operators in Port Moresby are blaming the traffic jam on the less money that they are currently making per day. One bus driver told MTV News today that despite the separate route designated for motorists from Erima into 9 Mile, they are still spending hours in traffic.
Traffic congestion have become a daily occurrence in the nation's capital, and residents here have adapted to it. In a day, PMV buses traveling into Port Moresby from Bomana, 9 and 8 Mile or 8 Tiers spend close to 2 hours in traffic. While this eats up time for students and those in the workforce, bus operators are also losing money on fuel.
A day number them 4 times or 5 times or some time number them bus pull up and 3 times number plus around.
Cops said despite the new route from Gordons into 9 Mile, more time is still spent in traffic. He said adoption measures like waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to escape the traffic jams were taken, but it has not really helped to save time.
From Gordons to 9 Mile and complain 1 kina cholna. No loss I think fuel to him price blame quanta.
Meanwhile, construction work on the new 2-lane roads from Erima Wildlife to 9 Mile has been completed and motorists are now using the road. Teklagunga, National EMTV News.
Air New Guinea Madang has been recognized as one of the top performing airports of Papua New Guinea. Madang scooped again the On-Time Performance Award for its great teamwork. The award was presented this afternoon by Air New Guinea General Manager, Operations and Security Aviation, Marco McConnell. MTV's Fabian Hakalitz files this report from Madang. And we apologize as we can't bring you that report right now, but we'll bring it to you later during the bulletin. Moving on with the news, we'll bring you True Kai Sports after the break, including the action of the one-day international match between PNG and Hong Kong. Stay tuned.
True Kai Sports.
BSP PNG Games 2014. 7 days to go. Support your province.
The PNG Handball Barramundis have beaten Hong Kong by 6 wickets at the Tony Island Stadium in Townsville, Queensland, Australia. The win marks a historic chapter in PNG's international cricket as it was their first ever one-day international match. Ranked one place above PNG, Hong Kong were all out after the 48th over, with PNG chasing a target of 203 runs. With a final score of 6 for 203, the Papua New Guineans looked comfortable over their Asian opponents, outclassing them with 12 overs to spare. The next match will be streamed live on Sunday. Moving on with our news, in Rugby League, one of the oldest rugby league clubs in Port Moresby, the Paga Panthers, has been without a coach for 2 years. But the women's teams have kept their spirit alive in the Port Moresby Rugby League competition with the assistance of Sarah Kikias, a pioneer.
A group of young women who showed great interest in rugby league have been playing in the suburban competitions, calling themselves Eastern Warriors. But in 2010, they teamed up with Paga Panthers to play in the under-19s division of the Port Moresby Rugby League competition.
I told the girls, the club, that it would be nice if we gathered and maybe I give the jerseys back to the club where it's more use. So yeah, so I gave it back to the club. The girls, they've really maintained the form that Paga Panthers have always been. We've always been to the grand final and the top 5, top 3. It's just awesome. They've maintained it, and I'm just giving them a thumbs up for that. So yeah, it's been a good feeling to always hear that Paga Panthers is always up there to the knockoffs and to the semis.
Katie Neap is the women's team captain. With her dedication and support, the women's team made it to top 8 in the 2014 season.
Some new young girls into the team, and yeah, we prepared them well, trained them well, and regardless of we losing our coach, unfortunately he got suspended for this year and last year, but without him being on the sideline, I think we'll give our best for the coach, for the team, and for ourselves.
It's not only the Panthers women that Katie trained among, but the men's team as well. Despite not having a coach, both Katie and Sarah wants to see bigger and better opportunities ahead for the Paga Panthers. Godwin Aki, National EMTV Sports.
Laloki community knows a better way to keep youths off the streets and away from illicit activities. Sport is one form of the avenue that the community resorts to and keeps busy during the weekends.
Just next to Laloki Psychiatric Hospital is where all the sporting activities is happening. Under the Port Moresby sizzling heat, the community took the initiative to bring youths together. The one-stop beetle nut shop for commuters and beetle nut sellers was buzzing and enjoying a game of soccer involving 26 teams. The efforts the community put in was to create relationship with the unemployed youths and keep them busy and away from illicit activities.
This is the past time also I work in boy smuggling most of the time. Some of the time also go on like robbing Molman Wukabadlo Road, or even go stealing property law supply line, law house line. This land very much controlled.
The community is under the leadership of Peter Isoaimo and has confirmed his support by the organizing committee. Tere Alex, National EMTV Sports.
And that's where our True Kai Sports segment ends tonight. Coming up next, the weather details. Stay with us.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours in southern region, Port Moresby and Alotau, fine weather, although cloudy at times. It's all fine weather in Popondetta, Karama and Daru. In Momase, fine weather expected in Ley City. In the New Guinea Islands, lowering out to expect a few showers. In the Highlands region, all centres mostly fine. Before we go, back to an earlier report, Air New Guinea Madang has been recognised as one of the top performing airports of Papua New Guinea. Madang scooped again the On-Time Performance Award for its great teamwork. The award was presented this afternoon by Air New Guinea General Manager Operations and Security Aviation, Marco McConnell. EMTV's Fabian Hakelitz files this report from Madang.
Air New Guinea Madang Airport is one of the Level A facility in Papua New Guinea. For the 2014 third quarter, Madang registered 3 wins. Present to witness the presentation were Momase Airport and port managers attending the regional conference here in Madang. It was all smiles by the ground operations staff as Air New Guinea General Manager, Ground Operations and Security Aviation, Marco McConnell, announced the win. He then thanked the team for their consistency.
They intend to do so, they're motivated to do so, and I have no doubt that they will be very strong in challenging and maintaining their win for the last quarter.
Madang Sport Manager Wewepi says it's a big challenge in such a BC province, but it's all about planning and management.
And this is the final quarter that we're now going through, and we believe that we will still take this last quarter and we'll maintain the shield for the 2014.
The on-time performance is an initiative of Air New Guinea's Chief Executive Officer Simon Fu to improve the national flag carriers, customer service and motivate staff in their call of duties.
Air New Guinea, Madang! Air New Guinea, Madang! Air New Guinea, Madang!
Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News, Madang.
Congratulations to Air New Guinea Madang. Well, that's been the news, sports and weather this Saturday, the 8th of November 2014. On behalf of the news team, I'm Tokana Hasavi. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good night.